Hello and welcome to our presentation on the business school on street. We at XIM have undertaken a pilot project to understand the business on street and in the process design a school for them, and we call it SBOSS. In the process, we want to actually make management education relevant for the business on street. But why this SBOSS? The number of vendors in Bhubaneswar itself is 22,000. Bhubaneswar is the capital city of Orissa. Some of these vendors are in organized vending zones, and there are about 55, and each zone will have about 40 members, and each zone has a small tin plate based shop, and each shopkeeper pays 500 rupees per annum as a license fee to the BMC. But if we shift focus to the state as a whole, around 200,000, 2 lakh street vendors, and for the country is a 2 crore. So the number of people doing business on street is really large. There is a need for us to understand that they are not actually nuisance, but they do business to earn their livelihood and in the process help us in different ways. The profile of these people who are doing business on street, though this data is for Bhubaneswar, is applicable for the entire country. The majority of these people are in the age of 20 to 35 years. Their education is less than class 12. Most of them are married with 1 or 2 kids. There are of course exceptions with age of beyond 30, beyond 50. There are people with very high education of post-graduation, and many of them are also bachelors and widows and widowers too. What do they do, these vendors? The nature of the business, around 20 to 25 categories of business happens on this street. So the most popular businesses are food providers, technical service providers, barbers, tailors, mobile shop owners, fruit sellers and vegetable sellers. Name it, every business is there on the street. So we felt that whatever we teach in the business school, like communication, marketing, accounting, banking, risk management, IT or legal knowledge, all these functional knowledge is equally applicable, relevant for the street vendors. So therefore, we felt that there is a need for designing school for the business on street. But we know that they don't have the time to come to the school. So let the school go to them. And that resulted in this SBOSS. We call it a social enterprise. It is not just a school, it is a mission to make management education relevant for the street vendors. It's a platform for revolution to bridge the gap between different classes of society. It's a platform to achieve the social objective with strong business model. It is a means to fulfill the corporate and personal social responsibility. We feel and think that both the corporates and individuals can join in strengthening the business on street. The business on street and school for business on street particularly, we see it as a network of people, the network of street vendors, FMCG companies, banks, financial institutions, local government, the telecom and IT companies and academic institutes. So SBOSS will not operate in one particular physical location, but it can operate at different places wherever this network exists. Our proposed design is like this. We propose that the domain knowledge and functional knowledge will be given to these vendors in the local language. In Orissa, we want to design and deliver these courses in Oriya. A combination of classroom and on-the-job training will happen, and extensive use of technology, IT, mobile and community radio will be used. Efforts will be made to introduce basic English too, while strengthening the local language. On the basis of the interaction with the street vendors, we felt that there is an immediate need to focus on financial literacy, bookkeeping and cash management knowledge, legal literacy and IT literacy. So first few weeks or months or years, SBOSS will concentrate on financial literacy, bookkeeping, legal literacy and IT literacy. The mode of delivery, as we mentioned, the vendors are busy from 5 in the early morning to 9 or 10 at night. So they cannot come to the school. So the school will go to the street. School will go to the street through street plays. Booklets will be distributed every month. Later on, we are planning to use the community radio, and if everything goes on well, we would like to use and give a tablet like Akash to every vendor. By giving Akash to the vendor, we are taking the education from the vendor to the family. So it is not just strengthening the vendor, but strengthening the family of the vendor. Along with the functional knowledge, we would like to provide the general knowledge and general awareness about the duties and rights of the street vendors, the duties and rights of citizens, the Right to Information Act, information or the knowledge about it, the rights and duties of the electricity consumer. We have observed that most of these vendors on the street consume electricity, and it is necessary for both the utility as well as the vendors to maintain good relationship, hygiene and safety issues, and also discussion on national and state street vending policies. How did we start this journey? Few years back, as a pilot, we started observing the vendors around the Xavier Institute of Management, Bhubaneswar. They were operating like this, not structured, constructed the rooms below the high tension wires, no hygiene factor, no concern for safety. Then we started putting them together and started constructing a reasonably decent shops for them. And slowly, with the support of Bhubaneswar Municipal Corporation and support from the Xavier Institute of Management, we could construct about 30 to 35 shops facing the main road. And when the business started happening, it looks like this. The new zone started adding color to the area, become more neat and clean. The looks and the beauty of this place improved. Customers started coming. to the zone, and the business people started enjoying doing the business. But we had a bad history, and that was because the government started demolishing this particular zone, and we learned a lot during this demolition drive. This demolition brought us together. We stood together, did not take the law into hand, wanted to protest, but protest in peace. At the end, we won. And despite the fact that the government came to the spot with huge police force, there was no untoward incident happened because we did not take the law into hand. This particular incident brought us closer to each other, made us to understand the benefit of working together. We started conducting training programs, not outside the campus, but very much inside the campus. We can see the smiles on the faces of the Xavier Vending Zone members. We had several meetings, monthly, weekly meetings, to discuss about various aspects of business, and these meetings happened inside the campus. We also started conducting training programs where the faculty members of Xavier Institute of Management joined us in conducting the training programs on marketing and different aspects of doing business, and most of the training programs happened in Oriya. We also gave certificates to this. These experiences of running the training programs, conducting the meetings, interacting with them on a day-to-day basis made us to realize that there is a need for a concerted effort, and we started thinking bold and big. Therefore, the School for Business on Street. During this period, we started celebrating other events like Independence Day. We can see the president of our zone hoisting the flag. We feel that it is time for people from different walks of life to come forward and support us in making management education relevant for the business on street. In the process, strengthen the business on street. Thank you very much.